Cinemacon is going on in Vegas right now, and probably the biggest thing to come out of Vegas happened last night when they showed for the first time to an audience the Flash movie. The Flash movie is something I have been super excited about ever since that first trailer came out. It's shot to my #1 most anticipated movie of the year, overpassing Guardians, which used to be in that spot. So we got our first reactions for the Flash movie, and they could not be better. Guys, listen to some of these reactions that have come out of the Flash premiere. We got Scott Mantz. The Flash is awesome. One of the very best DC movies, a perfect blend of action, heart, and humor. So many wow and chill-inducing moments that longtime DC fans will love. Ezra Miller is superb, twice actually, because he plays himself twice in the movie we saw in the trailer. And Michael Keaton still got it. From those trailers, I think Michael Keaton's going to steal this movie. We go on to Perry Nemiroff, caught an unfinished cut of The Flash, and dug it quite a bit. That's something to keep in mind, too. The trailer, is just like the movie that they saw last night, the effects were unfinished. They made that clear to point out. So, Perry Nemiroff mentions that here. Especially how the narrative challenges Barry to confront who he is, who he could have become, and how one's influenced by the people in or not in his life. It's a successful mix of heartfelt coming of age. What does that say? Heartfelt coming of age. Components, stellar action, really love the style of Flash's powers and creativity in those scenes, and a whole bunch of big laughs. The comedic timing and delivery are on point. We go on, we got Eric Eisenberg. I didn't know what to make of the hype before The Flash, but wow. The movie is an absolute blast from end to end. It's hilarious, thrilling, emotional, and surprising. What an incredible way to launch the next chapter of DC movies. Get excited. We go on to Nicola Austin. The Flash is a compelling character-driven flick with a real emotional core and game-changing stakes. With heart and humor aplenty, along with some shocks and surprises, there's so much to be excited for. Keaton steals the show with a terrific performance, a real love letter to DC. And we see that a lot, actually. We see a lot of people say that Keaton steals the show. I'll just go up here a little bit. We got Robert Meyer Burnett saying The Flash is wildly entertaining. A tone reminiscent of some of your favorite 80s movies, which I love hearing that. One I'm thinking of is cleverly worked into the film itself. Ezra Miller's winning performance, no, really, to a surprisingly emotional payoff. It ends the Snyderverse in a grand fashion, which we kind of heard James Gunn was saying this movie is going to reset the DCEU in a way. So we got that going on. We got Christian Harloff. Man, The Flash packs a punch. It has emotion, action, and great performances. Truly an emotional experience that feels like it has a real purpose. We'll just scroll up a little bit more here because I've got quite a bit. There's a couple not so positive ones in here, but we'll get to those in a minute. Jason Guerrero. The Flash is not the best superhero movie ever made, which we heard like James Gunn and David Zaslav were kind of saying this is the best superhero movie I've ever seen. This guy's saying otherwise. So let's get that out of the way, but it's an impressive DC movie with lots of emotion and loads of surprises. Brian Truitt says The Flash is pretty darn good, like Justice League Gone Back to the Future, which you guys know I love hearing that. It's got a big heart and is by far the funniest DC movie. Gets a little complicated, but Sasha Calle's a fantastic Supergirl, and whoo boy, Michael Keaton reminds us why he's the best Batman of them all. Them fighting words, but I like it. Let's see here. We got Rebecca Rubin. The Flash is, here we go, not one of the greatest superhero movies ever. Parts are funny and fun, but I was completely exhausted by the second hour. It took me at least 5 minutes to recognize Michael Keaton, though, so do with that what you will. So, not as hyped as a lot of other people, a little bit more on the iffy side with Rebecca Rubin. Jeff Conway, I just watched The Flash, and it's the most vibrant superhero movie I have seen. The colors are impeccable, and the action is such a thrill. Ezra Miller leads with depth. Michael Keaton is superb as Batman again. Sasha Calle captivates with grace as Supergirl, a brilliant film. That's something we see in a lot of these reactions as well. They praise not just one person. Ezra Miller, Michael Keaton, and Sasha Calle, they all get mentioned as a trio multiple times, which is great to hear, actually. Jeff Snyder, he goes a little bit more on the negative side. The Flash, first hour is pretty fantastic. Strikes the perfect tone. Ezra is great, heroic, funny, emotional. The last hour is mostly terrible. Just an utter mess that'll leave you asking what the heck is going on. Fan service and DC villain problem strikes again. Mixed bag overall. So a little bit, it didn't work fully for Jeff Snyder, to say the least. Epic film, guys. The Flash movie just changed everything for DC. Emotionally investing, action-packed, and a massive crowd pleaser. It'll make you stand up and cheer. A reminder why Michael Keaton's Batman is the GOAT. Another one who just loves Michael Keaton's Batman. Let's see. We got Catsy Step something. The Flash is an ambitious movie with very little to actually say. So this one's a little bit on the negative side as well. Packed with cliches and far longer than it needs to be, it shares themes with some similar titles but doesn't execute nearly as well. A far cry from the best superhero movie of all time. And then we got Scott Mendelson. Oh, by the way, guys, Nice Dude Movie Night hit 50,000 subscribers. That's awesome, guys. I don't know if you're watching this, but congrats again. That's huge. I'm so proud of them. Scott Mendelson, the first act is solid. The Curtain Raiser is an all-timer, but the Flash movie gets bogged down in exposition and retroactive origin rehashes, which eventually empty spectacle that aggressively reminds you of the very movie that got Warner Brothers into the mess 10 years ago. All right, so lots of positivity there. Lots of people head over heels for the Flash, saying it's great, saying it's a lot of fun, impressed with Ezra Miller, impressed with Michael Keaton, impressed with Sasha Calle as Supergirl. And then there's some people on the other side, movie's too long, little bogged down, not my thing. Totally fair. What I get from these reactions is that I'm going to have a great time at this movie in the theater. What a lot of the people who loved this movie are saying is exactly what I want to see. I want to see Michael Keaton back as Batman kicking butt. I want to see a great story. I want to see compelling character depth from Ezra Miller's Barry, who, up until this point in the Justice League movies, he's a little bit better in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but Barry, especially in the Justice League version, just never really captivated me. He was never that great of a character. So to hear that they give Barry more depth in this movie, in his solo movie, even with all the multiverse stuff going on, that gets me excited. There's a lot of talk in there about the action sequences being a lot of fun. I'm just more pumped for the Flash now than I was even before these reactions came out. This was everything I wanted to hear about this movie, and I am so excited to see this in June. I'm so jealous that they got to see this already. What do you guys think of these reactions? What does this do for your excitement for The Flash? Are you one of those that were hesitant about it before, and now that all these reactions have come out, it's raised the bar for you? Or were you always excited like me, and it's just made you that much more excited? Comment down below. Let me know all your thoughts and opinions, guys. And without further ado, let's take a look at what you guys are saying about this.